Do you feel anything different than you now that this book is done compared? I mean, that might be a good way to approach it. You know, you saw the stained glass before, but maybe how now do you see stained glass?
I think it's become like old friends. I think it's become like people who you recognise when you're walking in the street. I walk into the Abbey Church now, and suddenly I know the history of where these pieces have come from, the people whom they're associated with, the stories that they can tell, the reasons for the colours and why they're there. And you're surrounded as you come into this incredible building with this amazing sort of glass, which comes over such a long period of time, nearly sort of like 600 years of history, and out of the past, out of the darkness of where that glass has come from, there's stories beginning to unfold. And those pieces of glass move from just being sort of like windows in a building to living sort of testaments to people's lives and the experiences that they had. And I think in some ways, probably for me, it's also recognizing that we have glass that fits into two contexts. One is what you might call a spiritual context, and one is a temporal context. The armorial glass is about status, and it's about connections, and it's about power, and it's about influence, and it's about, possibly in many situations, about brutality. I mean, we have one armorial shield that is about a person who had a very sort of sad and tragic ending. But the other parts of our glass are the soaring windows that talk about sort of the human spirit and golden haloed angels and saints and people which were trying to uplift the human spirit. It really is a profound sort of like process. Coming in here, you are able sort of like to make linkages with the past that you couldn't make before because of the knowledge you understand. You meet somebody in the street and they're just a person passing you by. You know, you walk into, you know something about them, you become a friend of that person, and suddenly you're experiencing part of their life through the words they tell you. And I think in some ways that's the same thing with the stained glass. Now they're almost like old friends that are telling us stories which we can sort of sit down and unpick and unravel and drill down into, and we can suddenly get a sense of the complexity and the world in which they were created.